got virtual DJ set up in a time frame.
It's gonna be way better.
Not gonna be a week.
It's gonna be way better.
3 to 4 business days.
Yeah, it's gonna be the best. Substitute Gamers.
Well, welcome to the Substitute Gamers podcast. This would be the second one technically, but we're back, bigger, better, and smellier. As I sit here next to Beck.
Definitely smellier.
Miker.
We're hanging out here in Josh's basement. We got Josh, Beck,
Hello.
and Mike. Call us both Mike, but that's going to get confusing.
I think there's already a radio show named Mike and Mike.
Yeah, there is.
It's a good thing
I don't
that,
think it
I'm
exists
here
anymore.
to,
We're better than them,
that.
Josh. You should know that.
Well, obviously. Yeah. But
100%
I don't know. They're on TV.
He said I didn't apply to them first.
Well, they're sports and we're gaming.
Yeah. True.
Anyway, Josh, you are new to the TSG audience.
Yeah. Let's
give a little bit about yourself.
Gamers, baby. You know it.
Yeah, I've been playing video games my whole life. I got dragged into doing this with these two yahoos, and a little bit about myself. I think probably I'd tell you my favorite video game since that's what it is.
What Zelda is your favorite video game?
It's not Zelda, dude.
Okay.
Would you guess it would? Okay, so if we're being fair though, Majora's Mask is my favorite.
I was gonna say Ocarina of Time or
That's a lot
or
of people's
KOTOR.
Classic. Yeah.
Or KOTOR.
KOTOR's a good one.
Yeah, I'm a Link to the Past.
Majora's
man.
Mask. Are you Link to the Past?
Yeah, I actually speedrunning. It's on the channel.
Get out of here, dude! You speedrun it?
Yeah.
How fast can you do it? Like, what's your fastest time?
Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't put a ton of time into it, so I only ever did the Master Sword category.
Okay.
But I'm like 150th in the world or something for that category.
Holy fuck, dude! That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can. Okay, so I was gonna say, but my favorite video game. I haven't put this on the internet yet, but I can speedrun Mega Man X.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I love Mega Man
Yeah,
X.
it's like it's by far my favorite game. Second would be Kingdom Hearts.
You know what's funny? There's actually Mega Man X gameplay on the
Online.
Substitute Gamers YouTube channel.
Is it really?
Yeah. I did it with my buddy Alan like 2 years ago.
How fast can he? Like, is he like?
Oh no, he's no
probably
good.
Pretty crazy.
He's shitty.
Oh.
Like, he is
Alright.
awful at the game. Sorry, Alan, you're probably gonna be listening to this.
Yeah.
But you admitted it in the episode. It was not good.
Right.
But anyway, Beck.
I've never Mega Man.
Little bit
Never
about
Mega
yourself.
Man.
Never Mega Man.
Never Mega Man.
You are Mega Man though.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I play pretty much everything.
You literally play everything.
Yeah, you play a lot of shit, dude.
I do play everything.
Like if there's anybody that plays shit, like it's Mike.
Yeah, Beck's constantly he'll be like hitting up Beck and be like, dude, I'm overwatching right now.
Well, all right. Here's my problem is I'm addicted to video games and I'm addicted to Overwatch, and they both take up equal parts of my So if I put 4 hours into Overwatch after working a 10-hour shift, I got to put 4 hours into say Red Dead or something. You know, you got to balance that out.
Yeah. 100%.
Not with sleep or food or anything like that, but
no, hell no.
Overwatch was that game, dude. Like,
Dude,
you can always come back to Overwatch no matter what.
When I leave here, I'm gonna go play some Overwatch and then get a couple hours of Red Dead in.
Yeah,
that's
all reliable. Overwatch. Wish my computer would, fucking play it.
Yeah,
but
I always had that game that was like I was playing a game and then you always have that faithful game that you can always go back to. Like,
dude, I wish I could quit playing Overwatch so I could play other video games.
Yeah.
I got like a stack of games that I just wish I could get into, but it's like, yeah, I could be doing Overwatch. But we should say I mostly play PlayStation, PC, Xbox.
Right.
Josh is pretty much a PC gamer.
But I have all the consoles though.
It's snazzy.
Yeah, I mean I do have all the consoles. I just play the other ones. So like if Spider-Man comes out, I tell myself like 3 weeks in advance, I'm like, I'm going to buy that, and then I just don't buy it. That's my problem.
Oh, perfect. So you just break all your own promises to yourself.
I lie to myself on a constant basis.
That's basically my entire life.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I got two things on that. A, Spider-Man was great. And B, we're like childhood friends, and you have me added on nothing, and we don't play any video games. It's like breaking my heart.
I know his
kinda.
name. I know his gamer tag, which is Digital Therapy.
No, doxing me.
Yeah.
You guys gonna add me on PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm swatting you, bro.
Mm.
I'm swatting you after.
Dude, don't stream snipe. I'm so not in touch with the culture.
I think that
Capital
is.
K.
Yeah, I think you stream snipe or. I think swatting's a little bit more serious.
Yeah, no, that's
stream
first
sniping.
off,
Yeah.
swatting some dickhead shit.
Yeah.
Like that's like some asshole shit right there. But
So
they're on YouTube, by the way.
So like
I've seen those.
Beck and I are probably going to just destroy the whole podcast with Red Dead, but I wanted to get in. Like, what are you playing right now, Josh? What are you really into?
So what we were talking about, we haven't actually went over it, but like right now, instead of buying Red Dead, which I don't is a debatable problem on my part, I bought Black Ops, so I'm playing Black Ops right now.
Black Ops. Okay.
Yeah, I had like the choice between one or the other, and I chose Black Ops.
I gotta be honest with you. I've been thinking about Black Ops most nights. All right. I play everything, but I haven't played Black Ops. I'm gonna throw that out there, but I think about it nightly.
Constantly.
Nightly. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it.
I'm gonna put my I'll probably start streaming it a little bit more, so you can hop on and like play through me, which is like I'm like the worst person to play through because I'm bad. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. So it's alright. I would. It's like, all right. I'm gonna get kind of vulgar here. It's like when you're watching a porno and the guy's got like a super big dick, and you're just like, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Right.
I need some guy a little less girthy so I can pretend like it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like if you were like just murder and kill streak, dropping
just,
nukes or whatever the kids are doing nowadays, I wouldn't be able to watch it. So.
Well, okay, so on the flip side of that, then I don't want to get off topic because you guys do want to talk about this, but what about like, okay, so you play fantasy games though? Like, do you picture yourself then as like a warrior when you're like, say you're playing like World of Warcraft or something?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
can be a mighty warrior. I just have to have
You're
a small
like,
dick.
I
That's the one criteria.
So cowboy in Red Dead, 100% fine.
100% it's completely legit.
Why do you think he's so angry and solvent? It's because he's got a small,
He's
giving
small
out that
pecker.
small dick energy. You
Yeah,
know?
he's good.
Oh shit, that's funny. So yeah, like the game's good. I love the game.
All right.
It's like any other Call
So
of
they
Duty.
added a lot of. All right, I asked you when you told me you were playing this game. I'm like, dude, you're playing the new Battle Royale. That's what everyone's thinking about. And you're like, no, man, like it's good.
Yeah.
But I've mostly been putting my time into the new objective modes and multiplayer.
So the biggest one that I've got into right now is Heist.
That's like the Counter-Strike kind of looking one.
Yeah, like where you like level, you basically like earn money. You're playing you start out with pistols and you kill people with pistols until you get enough to get to the the good guns.
Kill them with kindness.
Kill 'em with
Or a
kindness.
9mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do. You can send a love you card or whatever. Like
So is that a new game mode or
what's Heist?
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's a new game.
They have two new ones. I think it's Heist and something else.
Blackout?
Blackout might be considering that the second new game mode.
Oh yeah, I think that's
Blackout's the Battle Royale.
right?
Yeah.
I was thinking they had a second multiplayer
So
one. I heard they populate Heist right to the top. Like that's the one they want.
every time,
Yeah, they
every
want
time
people
you click
playing.
multiplayer and you're always in Heist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one that people are having a lot of fun playing right now. The only problem I'm having with it is it's like really what's the word? There's so they didn't have they use the same maps. Okay. So they have all the same maps that they used before, but they didn't put any time into like new stuff. You know what I mean? Like they had all this time. They didn't have to make maps. They didn't have to make these game modes because the game modes are already there. Like Counter-Strike, you're taking basically from that, which is cool. Everybody's taking game modes and doing stuff like that. So you had a lot of time to develop this game. There's a lot of problems like within the game, and I'm not saying don't buy it, but I have noticed that there's a lot of people like complaining about issues, but it's to be expected.
That's like always been my problem with Call of Duty. Like I like Call of Duty games, but like the reason people hated wall running and stuff is because like it good. Like I played Titanfall 2, and I think wall running is like I seriously want a Titanfall 3. So that's like I don't mean to clap, but that's at the top of my list of games
Titanfall
I want. Dude, Titanfall 2 was a hell of a game, and it's because everything was so smooth. Like the wall running worked how you thought it would. I remember I forget what Call of Duty. I think it was maybe the last Black Ops or something. Like there was a rock. And like you can jump across over other rocks and stuff, but for some reason this rock, I can see my guy visibly being able to jump higher than the rock, but not be able to jump over. I had to walk around the rock every time on this certain map.
What engine was that? Was that Frostbite? That was Frostbite, wasn't it?
No, Frostbite's the Battlefield people.
What?
I think Call of Duty just used their own engine.
Yeah. Was it their? No. I'm not talking about Call of Duty.
Because Frost.
Titanfall.
Oh, Titanfall. I'm pretty sure it was either Frostbite or right
those
before they got-
engine. If I remember, like Frostbite was a pretty big engine that was.
I mean,
like,
it was built for
because you're
first-person
talking about
shooters.
like you're talking about really like in-depth dynamics about the game.
Yeah, but
being
like
able to
Call of
notice
Duty's
details like
engine
that.
is built for Call of Duty.
Right. That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, somebody could probably correct me. It's probably like, for all I know, like a Crytek engine or something like that.
Right.
But like, it seems like it should be. I'm pretty sure they built it from ground up for Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah. So it was. It's a good game, man. I recommend buying it, but you know, it's like I said, there are some problems I've noticed. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm having so much fun regardless of all the problems. Like, keep in mind, they're not like major problems. But I'm having a good
And
time
I mean,
playing.
and what me and Mike will probably get in that with Red Dead, but that's like how I feel. Like, there's major problems, but it's still so much fun that
Right.
like it's like, dude, I just want to play
Yeah.
more. I
You're
don't
like
care.
overlooking
There,
it.
there's like a few major problems and then like several minor problems.
Like
but,
what? Like what are the major problems?
oh god, we're already jumping into Red Dead. Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the game.
Well, like I saw.
Well,
like,
I want to. So you're not enjoying the blackout mode that much, and you're not a zombie guy per se, are you?
I love zombies.
Oh.
Yeah, a big fan of zombies.
No judgment in my voice there.
Yeah. Oh,
You
okay.
like zombie
yeah,
guy.
yeah, it's a zombie guy. No, I mean I started playing Black Ops 1. You know what I mean? So like obviously I just kind of grew into the zombie.
well, then let's go for that as like a jumping off point with that. Like, so you started at 1.
Yeah.
And you've played 2, 3, and now 4.
4. Yeah.
So what is head and shoulders above like the previous installment?
Okay.
Does
so
it
above
feel
the game modes?
Okay.
I mean, when
Period.
I
That's
was
the.
gonna
that's
say
the
what I
biggest thing.
remember about original zombies was like survive for a set amount of time. Now there's like objectives and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's really.
Yeah, above and beyond is the game modes. The other Black Ops they played smoother.
Oh, okay. So this is actually
2 and 3 were really smooth, and
this is maybe like a small setback in terms of
as far as the gameplay.
as far as like feeling natural.
Yeah,
to you.
As far as like the natural.
Harder to get into a groove with it.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the one with the chair where you start out in the chair in Black Ops and you could.
2?
Was it? All right. Just so people don't think I'm a
Must
Call
have
of Duty
was
hater, whichever Black Ops where you start out in the chair and it had like all the hidden games and stuff like that was the awesome one. But go on. Sorry.
I can't
I'm
remember. which one-
sidetracking you.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
I can't remember which one that was. I know what you're talking about though when you start in the chair. As far as the things I really like about it is the nostalgia factor. Because they're bringing, they brought maps back that I haven't played in like years.
I would be willing.
So like,
I haven't looked this up. I'd be willing to bet my like testicle that Nuketown's in it.
Nuketown is not in it.
Oh
dude.
my god, there goes my testicle.
Yeah, they're probably Nuketown is not in it.
No.
Yeah,
I heard there's like a Nuketown
We'll get that
like
later,
is
though.
thing
You don't
in
have to,
Black.
Mike, put your testicle.
Yeah,
down.
to
We
put
don't
it-
have to
put
do
it
that
down.
right
No,
now.
Yeah,
guys.
we'll get that later, dude.
I'm a man of my word.
Put your pants back on.
No, but so there's not even like a Nuketown S thing in the Blackout mode. Cause I thought I heard someone say there because I assumed Nuketown wasn't because I heard people talk about the Blackout.
They
mode.
might have made like an Easter egg for it or something, but
Oh.
I haven't seen anything.
They said we know who buys our games.
Yeah.
Call of Duty fans, and
Right.
we know what Call of Duty fans like.
Yeah, right.
It's called Nuketown.
yeah, for sure. Like if there's, I mean, obviously there isn't an argument for the best Call of Duty map, is there? Like there isn't
Shipment.
other than Nuketown.
Shipment.
Like, at
Dude,
that-
Shipment was the original Nuketown. They just had worse graphics and couldn't put as many buildings in the small space.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No,
I'm
no,
just-
no.
It was a good map.
Nuketown's great, but I mean, I can't help to feel like it's just a small Blood Gulch from Halo.
I feel like
Is
if
it-
we pulled the people from it,
it's Blood Gulch, bro. 2 bases, equal size, symmetric. I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
for me, that's the first place I saw
You're right.
a map like that, where
Yeah.
it's just like blatantly the same size.
well, you have to make it fair. Like it's got to be symmetric.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's why Blood Gulch was such a hit, is because people were like, oh shit, they're like, not one side has a
Right.
distinct advantage.
Right.
Unlike Overwatch, fuck playing defense.
Hanzo main.
Well, you know what? Defense is I don't know, man. Defense. I mean, are you talking like payload, or are you talking like CP, or like what are we talking?
I'm talking payload, man.
I'm talking payload. Okay, yeah,
So
payload
much
can be
game
kind
in
of rough.
general. Yeah.
Dude, El Dorado defense. Boo.
Yeah, and I mean you can
Last
like
point's alright, but
there's like definite like cheese comps to like cheese your way to victory on defense on pretty much anything, but you're not having any fun because you're just like, this is stupid.
like, alright, you go Bash,
So
you
either
go
way it sucks.
Mercy,
Right.
you go Reinhardt.
Right. Yeah.
now everybody wants to be Torbjorn.
Is that the main right now? I haven't played in a couple months.
They reworked him.
They reworked him, yeah. So his turret's immediately at level 2.
In case people are wondering, we switched over Overwatch.
Yeah. There's no there's no like
you
scrap
just heal
system.
it. You just heal it with your hammer now. No scrap system. Molten core now. You shoot out like magma, hot magma.
Yeah,
It's like
pretty
area
dope.
control. No, he's pretty cool. He's more offensive this way.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think he's offensive.
Throw it
he's
on the
more
payload.
offensive.
Keep it moving. Is that like a strat? I'm guessing like just keeping it on the payload.
And then E now is his old. In case anybody wonders, we play on PC. Is now. I mean, I play Overwatch and everything, but PC mostly. But is now his old ultimate is now his E, but it's for a shorter duration. It's not as strong and it doesn't do shit for his turret.
What is his ultimate then?
The magma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The hot magma.
Magma.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was an interesting diversion. Yeah, so it's slightly worse in terms of getting into a groove and like the smoothness of the gameplay.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
like I
just
don't
say
think
the game
even
modes are
anybody
just
would
like
argue that.
it just like totally just like sets it up for you. Like you're like, well, yeah, this is a great game. Like
Yeah.
just
Like-
based on pretty much the game modes.
I'll give you an example. The other night I was playing with my buddy and he got shot through a wall. And it's like you're and they give you in the heist mode.
Bullet impact, bro.
Yeah, well no, it wasn't. It was like okay.
He's like, it's Call of Duty. They don't really.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Dude, bro, I didn't get hit with that bullet. No, it wasn't
They-
like that. Like you looked at the what do they call it? Like
Kill cam?
yeah, it's like not the kill cam. There's like it was like a play of the game type deal.
Is there
okay.
there a chance this could be hackers though? Because I know people that like play PUBG and
yeah.
they get shot through like just people are auto aiming people and taking them from 100 yards away like
Yeah.
headshots. Like
It's just like frame lag. It's just like you know what I mean?
he
Like,
saw one thing.
he was behind the wall. He got hit. That's just one instance, but like it's just small stuff like that.
How
that
many
you notice.
bits is his modem? That's what we need to ask.
Well, I mean that shit happens to me too.
No, I know. I'm just playing.
I like in
I was-
Overwatch, I'll be like they'll show me the kill cam and I'll be like, wow, I totally fell way behind that fucking wall before they ever shot me.
Overwatch is
Like
good.
the
though.
reticle
I mean,
wasn't even on me or
as
some
far
shit.
as-
Like
I always felt like it was fair as far as like that.
I always turn like even if I have. I could have an intercooled fucking two 1080 Ti's or what are we up to 2080 now?
Yeah.
I could have all that stuff just blasting
you
G-Sync
got it like
monitor,
that,
all that stuff. I'm still gonna turn Overwatch all the way down because it gets rid of shrubbery and stuff that just gets in your way. And you just like, dude, when I'm playing Overwatch, like it reminds me of like the kids back in the day that would play Doom and they would just like turn all the settings all the way down. And they'd be, dude, but I'm getting 150 frames per second. So,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I don't care what it looks like. I just want to win.
It's more about the refresh now. It's
Dude, it's all about the
it's all
refresh,
about the
baby.
yeah, it's like
refresh, dude.
100% about the
Yeah.
refresh.
Oh, keep it refreshing. Should've
Unless
got
you're
some
on
water
unless you're
before I
on a
started.
console, in which case what is that?
I
Right?
mean,
yeah, what's
dude, is
what's
there?
frames?
See, I don't. This is as a poor kid that like I own all the consoles besides the Switch, but I own all the consoles, but I don't have any of the like .5 versions. I don't have the Xbox One X. I don't. He's got a PlayStation Pro. I
I
almost.
just got it, yeah.
And the problem with that though is because it's an enclosed environment, you're never gonna get the frame data and stuff. You're gonna have to use your eyes kind of to determine.
Right.
I wonder if like the Pro is. I mean, on certain games, it's definitely cooking out 60, but they probably don't let
That's
you.
it though.
They probably-
and you don't need much more than that, but you
I
do.
mean, I just need 60.
Look,
but,
as long as
but
it's a consistent 60.
I'm
good.
saying in a multiplayer experience, if you're getting 60, I'm getting 30. You're beating my ass every time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you got a Pro and I don't.
I don't
So
know.
I'm wondering if in multiplayer they don't. They probably cap it at 30 for everybody on consoles. If people know that are listening to this, hit me up on the Twitters.
Do we have a Twitter?
Yeah,
Do we
yeah,
have a Twitter yet?
Yeah, we have a, yeah.
What's the Twitter handle? Like,
I think it's just at the Substitute Gamers.
Or you can privately hit me up at cute cat Roman numeral 13.
There's also the Facebook
he's like, hey,
page.
bro, I really know, like,
I mean, I'll engage
you
with
definitely
any of you
gonna
guys.
need more than 60 frames. for
Yeah, no,
sure.
we have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com at the legit Substitute Gamers.
Okay.
And
That was legitness.
there's a pretty solid following on there. There's like
Join the
70
community.
plus likes on it. So
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing all right then. We're
yeah,
doing pretty good so
yeah.
far.
Well, we're starting out with like kind of a base, you know. Like we have some people that like us.
So for technically our second podcast, but first one with the whole regrouping, we're already doing all right.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. All right, Dreidel man.
I was gonna say I just found a dreidel. I'm pretty sure he's Catholic, but I just found a dreidel. So if anybody's missing a Jewish person,
I was gonna say like not a dreidel, but the whole Jewish person.
Right. The entirety of a Jewish human being.
Okay, no. If we're being fair, you can say Jewish, and you can shorten the word Jewish to Jew. That's not implying any
you heard it.
racial
You heard it
slurs.
first. Josh is anti-Semitic. Moving on.
100%.
I'm defending myself.
Well,
here.
he's also the editor for the audio here, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is not
We're
gonna
gonna-
be it. It's just he's just gonna like record over it and be like, "These two mics fucking suck. They're here just talking a bunch of shit."
And Mike B went on to say the N-word several times out of context for no reason at all.
Completely unsolicited.
Yeah.
So so
Good game. I recommend it.
Dude, you're playing a lot of
Get
it.
it.
I try to get you to play Overwatch with me every night. You're playing a
I
lot
know.
of it.
Alright.
so go buy Black
Gotta
Ops.
get my money's
There,
worth.
we
Yeah,
figured
for
that
sure,
out.
for sure.
If I have to say the final word is this motherfucker plays a lot of it. That's the final word on
Yeah.
that.
I get a couple hours a night in. Is where I'm at.
He doesn't ignore his duties as a father or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
I would never do that.
Don't ever try to steal his,
That's
his
awful.
child's Skittles though.
He said the kid used to have the dreidel.
So Red Dead.
Red Dead.
Yeah, man, Red Dead. So
Big deal.
it's the great things have all been talked about, and I'm sure there's 100 podcasts out there that is like how fucking awesome this game is, and it looks amazing, and it plays amazing, it feels amazing.
I was saying to you how weird it is, so like, because we've been planning to like get together and do this podcast just about game in general, but how like it's like first week Red Dead, like all right, here we are. So yeah, everyone has kind of talked about it.
So, but I think we should focus on some of the things that maybe aren't so great.
I feel like a lot of people have talked about. All right, I don't want to be completely negative about this game because I fucking
No,
I fucking love this game.
honestly, like it. I haven't decided yet because I haven't played all the way through it.
Right.
But it could be in my top 10 or 20 games of all time.
Yeah.
Like it's an amazing game.
So far, what I've played of it, I'm about 35% in, is what they told me on story, the percentage. And I played all the big Sony exclusives this year. I mean, there might be a couple big games that I'm missing. Black Ops, I'm honestly haven't played, but out of it, I've enjoyed the time with it. Like, I have to pull myself away from this. And like, there's parts of like Spider-Man earlier in the year. I enjoyed every moment of Spider-Man, but not really. I enjoy, when I look back on it, I'm like, there were parts where I kind of was dragging my feet. Where this, dude, I'm like making coffee every morning when I wake up.
You feel like you're getting. You feel like you're getting.
Is it life change? Is like
No, in the game.
Oh, okay. I was like, he's like, I've
I'm
completely changed my life schedule around this game.
I'm just not missing anything. Like I'm living. In
I have
this
a
game
routine
right now.
in the morning. I
Right.
get to work, and I'm just energized and ready to go.
New man.
Bring my 6-shooter to
Got a
work.
hot cowboy hat. He's riding his pony into work.
Right.
They
No,
tried to bar with me at work. I said, draw.
No, I mean it feels like you're getting pulled in like a dozen directions, but you're okay with it. You're like, you know what? I'm not like pissed off that I have to travel across the map to do this thing,
Right.
because there's a thing right here that's gonna take me there.
And
Like you don't have you're just like oh, that's over there. No problem. I'll get there when I get there, because there's so much other shit to do.
Is it have okay? So what I've noticed about a lot of story games is like there's like side quests and stuff like that.
Dude,
so is there a lot of side quests?
Oh,
or is there,
dude.
There's a lot. All right, but what this game, I was just about to say. That's funny you said it. I was just about to say what this game does. That's got me so in grid. Why I think it's such a great game is what he was talking about when you're going from point A to point B. It's not just also when you're doing it. Like I kind of gave up on fast traveling because I've just enjoyed traveling. You're like what you got your open world random encounters. Hey, Mister, help me out here.
Right.
Yeah, you got them, the random white dots on your map. But just who may I accidentally bump into, like literally physically bump into, like the controls are kind of clunky, but it almost kind of works in a way because you're like, dude, like if I might accidentally pull my gun on this guy, or like I was trying to help this person and then this went off the rails this way and I tried saving it this way and some crazy story. Like it's really a good at immersive game, like
Right.
Well, like,
storytelling.
let me give an example kind of to that point. I had to travel, if I had just went straight on horse at, a decent clip, it was maybe a 30 to 45 second ride. It was from
You're at the second lookout right
the
now.
second encampment to Rhodes. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like right there.
That's like they typically what, and I'm only at the second encampment too right now. Typically, you have an encampment and it's near a major city.
Okay.
Just so you're not running too far.
Right.
So 30 to 45 seconds at a decent clip, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute. I ran into 2 stranger missions, 2 random encounters.
Have you seen like the bandit camps like on the hill? Like you just see them
Yeah.
off in the distance. You're like, oh, go up there, bow, 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 check everybody for their money,
Yeah.
find a bunch of loot. There's stuff like that.
But yeah, you might just see something and you're just like, oh, what's that? That's kind of interesting.
Hasn't got repetitive. Hasn't like because a lot of mini games like you'll play like
each-
change the
They're-
settings or
everything's
something.
like handcrafted, man. Like it's
Okay.
all totally different.
It seems like it's got the Breath of the Wild.
That's
Wild
refreshing.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like you just
Yeah.
see something off in the distance, you're like, I'm gonna go check that out. And like I had two instances where I'm riding and it was, hey mister, my horse died, I need a ride back to the city. Both of them, but each time it was different characters, handcraft, like the stories they were telling, like, I had to go different distances, like
Yeah.
obviously I can tell like they're just taking a type and stamp out, and that's the only, like I've only had one or two kind of things in a general sense repeat themselves, but each element of it was so different. Like
Yeah, and the conversation is different. And instead of getting like a monetary reward or like, oh, that's all I have, this is my necklace or whatever,
Yeah.
you may just get like a tip off to like this place that you can go rob. Or you can, oh, hey, I've heard there's a treasure, here's a map for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, everything is different. And even if
I
you
like
run
games
into,
like that.
even if you run into like a similar random encounter,
Yeah.
the rewards are gonna be different every time.
Wow.
And like, it's...
And like how it was like a hey mister, like instead of like it'll be different in every like conceivable way. Like my horse got killed by some murderers and I got robbed versus my horse is old and died and I'm poor. Like it literally, they're just good at telling a story where they're good at disguising that kind of stuff. Like you're not like, I don't know. And each time you're like, dude, I might hate this person, I might like this person.
It doesn't feel like a gameplay driven game or a story driven game. It feels like both.
You guys played the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I was I'm a big fan of any Rockstar game at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they always put out gold, even when they don't put out what everyone considers gold. Like if you actually sit down, and you give the game time.
Yeah.
No, when
You
look,
find gold in
when you
there.
look at the graph of their games they put out in the last 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
you know, I can't go way back, but what I know of, their weakest ones sales-wise and the one no one talks about is probably my favorite. The Warriors? Did you guys play the Warriors on
was
PS2?
dope.
The
That
Warriors
was a
was
very
dope.
good game, dude.
Yeah.
And it got weird elements and weird systems that just, like, basically Red Dead in a lot of ways remind me of what they're doing. And the Warriors, to get extra money, you break into a car, and, like, there's, like, a whole thing where you had to take the stereo out. Like, there's, like, mini games, like, you could see...
Did they give you the bottles in the game?
Warriors,
come on and play.
Side note,
Did they
the
do
main
that?
character of the Warriors movie,
Yeah.
Michael Beck.
His name was Michael Beck?
IMBD that shit, my man.
Wow.
Michael Beck.
Very
Alright,
interesting.
man.
Same name as I.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations.
anyway,
how old were you in that movie?
Right.
How old were you in that movie, man? Like you look great right
yeah,
now.
I mean, you look pretty good.
How?
I'm distinguished.
What I was gonna no, what I was
Smoke
gonna ask.
weed every day.
Ageless.
No, what I was gonna ask was, so you played the first one. So do you guys think this one has the potential of being better than the first one?
It already is.
It already is.
Yeah. Well, and the reason for that is that it did feel like if you saw a random encounter in the first one after the first, I don't know, 5 hours of playing, you just ignored it. Because you're just like, I've done them all.
Well,
like, they just start repeating themselves.
That's what I was asking. Because that story games, like, they have the tendency to get repetitive after a while.
Well, for
so that's
me-
what I was saying. Is
For
like,
me, that worked out too when the game was 20 hours. Like, I had no problem with it in the first Red Dead, where I can see how people could have problems with that. And, like, what Mike's saying is, like, probably totally legit. Like, but for me personally, I didn't have that problem because it was a 20-hour experience versus a 100-hour. Like, if they were to pull the same thing nowadays, it just, it wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't even say that I had a problem with it.
Right,
It's one of those,
you just could see the streams or whatever.
And at the time, it didn't even bother me.
Right.
Because I'm just like, well, you know.
It's
Like,
still-
that's as much of an experience as I wanted from that. But to be given more than I wanted, now it's like I'm spoiled for choice with everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, do I go fishing with Dutch? Or do I go rob this home with Sean?
Right.
You always go fishing with Dutch first.
Always
right.
fishing.
I'm just
Dutch is
saying.
an awesome character.
I'm just saying, like, do I need the money right now? Well, no, not really. Okay, I'll go fishing with Dutch. Right. And then you go fishing with Dutch, and then, like, oh, you can't even rob that home with Sean anymore. That was a timed event. But here's another timed event.
Oh, okay.
Like, so it's like, you're just totally spoiled for choice with everything.
That's another type of mission they do that they don't even title them or distinguish that they're different. The different types of missions, but there's an indicator for, like, certain people in your camp, and the only payoff really is spending more time with them and getting more story. But it's so good, you're like, yes, like I need to know who.
It's fun.
I need to know who Pearson is more, the butcher. Like, what's his story? Like, I need to know like what's going on with
Herr
Strauss.
Strauss is like my favorite side missions. He loans people money, and then you go collect on the debt.
You're alone, dude.
You're a loan shark collector,
but
so you just show up to people and
you
you're just like, "Where's the money?" And you just beat the shit out of them.
So you're like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But the best part about the mission is it's basically beat the fuck out of them as much as you can, but don't kill them because they can't pay you if they're dead. So like,
and also you said Dog the Bounty Hunter. You can do bounty hunter missions too.
Really?
You can hunt people down, and which you also can't kill. Like, it depends on it. Some are wanted dead or alive.
And
I saw a clip online. There was. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, here's another distinction between the first and the second one.
Yeah.
In the bounty hunting in the first one, you pulled down the poster. There's a guy out in the middle of a fucking field. Right. Who knows? There's no explanation. He's just shooting a dead deer. I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
He's just out in the middle of the field. You
Open
show up.
World game.
You either lasso him and take him in, or you kill him, you take him in.
Sure.
This game, you go to collect a bounty, and there's a whole story to that collection of the bounty.
Everything has a story. Like
everything.
Like
has a story.
I did the first. I can't speak too much of the bounty because I just did the first one recently.
Right.
I just got back to my house. I played Overwatch all last night. Once again, it's addiction. It's a problem. Help me intervene. But a couple nights ago, last time I played, that was like the last thing I did before I saved and went to bed for a night, and it was so cool. Like it's the first bounty hunter mission. Minor spoilers. Skip ahead like 30 seconds if you don't want to hear it. But like he was selling people snake oil basically as like a cure all. Like my mom's got cancer. Like she's on her deathbed, and like you do a whole mission where you talk to him first to get him to try to sell you the snake oil. All right, this is my guy now. And then you try to chase him. Then he ends up falling, and you chase him down the stream, and like.
You have to lasso him out of the creek.
The whole time
he's like floating down.
Oh, wow.
Like you have to like ride up on your horse and lasso him out.
The whole time he's yelling at you, giving you all this deep context. So like why you're doing what you're doing. I hate video games where you, like my biggest problem with WoW is like go kill 50. Like I'm sure you read all the.
That's what I was getting ready to say though, because I knew what you were gonna say about that. But yeah, they do give you like a little glimpse of why. But
this is like it brings the camera in all cinematic. It forces you to focus on their face. It forces.
Well, and they ingratiate it into like a meaningful thing. Like they're giving you the story, but the story is giving you purpose for what you're doing.
Right.
And it's something like you'll be like riding to the mission, then they explain it. They don't make a huge flowy cutscene that explains everything, and then you just go do it. They have like a quick like, hey, come with me real quick. Cutscene. You go with them, and while you're on the way, they're explaining it to you. It's like, well, shit, I was gonna have to do this anyways. I might as well listen to them.
Yeah.
This is like
it's perfect storytelling.
I would describe this as like adult. Like it's an adult game, not just because of I'm sure there's hookers in the game at some point, and the violence and stuff. It's adult because there's like lines of context that they could just say off, and you could miss it because you're not in the area or whatever's going on. They just trust you to get the context of the story. Like the only way. Have you watched Westworld?
Yeah. I love Westworld.
Dude, the only way I can describe it, and like, there's so many parallels. I know it's a Western, It's literally being like in Westworld, dude. Like,
don't spoil anything.
You're playing a character, and like in Westworld, like this character has a certain role. Like every day she goes and gets water for her mom, or like every character has a role, dude.
And they're gonna do it whether you're there or not.
It's like. It's so many systems on top of systems, and there's rules, and the game plays by its own rules, except for in key moments when it wants to subvert your expectations in such like masterful ways that you like just feel like you're in the place and the time.
Yeah. Speaking of the game playing by its own rules, on average, how much time do you think you've been annoyed by being forced to walk?
I know you want to talk about this because I wanted to talk about this.
So bad. So like I just saw
out of camp. It honestly, and I have because like first time we talked about it, you're saying like it starts to happen more out of camp where it does the slow down, Gears of War, hold your earpiece, talk while it's loading the next I don't know what the fuck it's doing, but it forces you to slow down.
Yeah.
Out of camp, fine. In camp, dude.
Stop.
Dude.
Stop.
Help.
Because like seriously, they'll put a mission at the back of the camp. Not even. Literally through the camp. You have to walk through the camp to get to it.
There's shit going on in the camp. People are
Right.
saying hi to you. You don't want to be a dick.
Yeah, but you're like, I want to get to this mission, or I need to, go to sleep so that I can be well rested, or I need to collect all this ammunition. And that's another thing. When you're like stocking up on provisions, there's 3 different carts that you can get provisions, and then you want to stock up on them.
They're
And
at polar ends of the camp.
Oh my god, dude!
They're at polar ends.
Dude,
of the camp.
it takes like 4 to 6 minutes to just stock up on shit because there is no take-all button.
Right.
You pick up everything individually, which
Ooh.
I get.
Ooh.
Well, here's the thing. It's cool, but it is exacerbated. The frustration is exacerbated by the fact that you had to fucking walk there to do it.
And
it's easy to
and it's
delete.
also
it's easy to get rid of something, erase. Like I don't know.
I feel like it's also exacerbated by the fact that the game's so fucking good. You just want to get back to the game, and the game's like fighting you. It's like, no, you can't enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
you're
no. You need to walk, 20 seconds from this cart to that cart so that you can appreciate all the work that we've done in the game. And I get it. I appreciate all the work that you've done in the game. I usually ride from place to place in cinematic mode because you can do that. So you just get on your horse and you start riding and then you hit cinematic mode and it will just follow the waypoint.
And I mean,
set.
it's not perfect.
Should.
You can run face first into a back of a fucking carriage or
it's
something.
happened.
There's little things.
It's very, very good though. Like it's
and
like
it's cool
the follow
looking.
button.
Yeah.
Yes, but you hit cinematic mode and then it the camera gives you a really good view of everything.
Right.
It looks really cool. So I have all that time to appreciate all the work that you put in the game. Please let me get back to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm literally just here to pick up some tonics and
Right.
some ammo.
And
I don't need to walk in camp.
And everyone talked about the walking thing, but my 2 biggest problems that I think that we could add the extra things I want to really you can get talking about the walking things from other places. 2 problems I really have is all right, to fill your cores, the big meals that you want to eat, they're in your, you have to hit left on the D-pad. They're on your cargo, or they're in a different menu than the radio wheel where you pick out the tonics, and it doesn't explain that some of the systems are so obscure, kind of. You're just like, what the fuck?
Some of the
and they explain it with a small black box in the corner
with no sound to let you know what happened. Like we were talking about, if you tap while you're on the horse, if you tap X to the sound of the hooves hitting the ground,
Okay.
it won't use stamina.
And to be fair, after you reminded me of that,
Yeah.
I think that was in the original Red Dead. Somebody could correct us if it wasn't or whatever. It's been 8 fucking years since I played the original Red Dead, though. You know what I'm saying?
But regardless, they put it in a small little dialogue box in the top left with no sound chime to tell you that it's there in the middle of a key moment when I don't remember. You're either running away or you're chasing somebody. It's important. It's an important moment. You're focused. You're not looking in the top left.
Right.
But then they make it a point to give you a little text at the bottom that's all color coded and nice that says "Walk out of the saloon." Something stupid where literally you just said to somebody, "Well, I'm gonna leave," and then it comes up and tells you that.
It'll say leave.
Right. It'll be leave the saloon, and it's that's cool. Nice. How about you told me about the fucking thing with the stamina for the horse?
With the same way.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, again though, we're nitpicking.
Yeah. And like I said,
but
I maybe should have knew that. But also, that was 8 years ago, and you got to assume that new people are playing. This game sold 750 million. Dude, this thing is breaking numbers.
Right I heard that you can. There's customization and stuff like that you can do for
a lot of customization.
Here's the cool thing though. To grow your beer, if you want to, you know how in Grand Theft Auto you got the menu. Oh, I want this beer, this beer, this beer. Yeah. You have to grow your beer, and dude, it takes days. I was watching a video today at work. It takes 30 in-game days. And
that's real, that's
hours.
super realistic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so if you shave it, it's gone to wherever you shaved it to.
Right.
But another cool thing is that let's say that you had, because they have a number system for the length of your beard. It's 1 to 7.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's 1 to 7. Right.
I think it's different. I think your head is 1 to 10. I think your chin is 1 to 7, your mustache is 1 to 6, and then sides are 1 to 7 or something like that.
So let's say that you had a beard length of 6 and your hair was a 6 as well.
Have you went and got your hair cut at the actual salon?
Okay. Yeah. I got the part just like I rock IRL jump is.
Dude, I just side note real quick. I made my guy look 100% like the cowboy from YMC, like short
dude,
hair,
that's hardcore,
mustache.
The Village people.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
my
dude.
dude is the Village dude, bro.
Oh my god.
When they gave me the 80s porn stash, like
What the hell have you done to Arthur, bro? Anyway, okay.
Arthur Morgan's honest man.
So if you had like a beard length of 6 and like your hair was 6, and then you went and committed some atrocious crime.
Yeah.
Let's say you had like a $50 bounty in Valentine.
Right.
It's one of the town names. If you cut your beard and your hair,
I didn't know this.
and then walk into the town,
Mhm.
cops and shit won't recognize you.
That's
As
crazy.
long as
right
it's
there.
a fairly low bounty. If it's really high,
Yeah, obviously.
and if you stay around them too long, they'll notice you. I mean,
If it's a high bounty, the sheriff's gonna be like, this motherfucker's gonna get a haircut. But like a low bounty, he's like, dude, you just stole a horse. He's good.
if it's a higher bounty, you should change your clothes
That's
too.
cool.
But yeah, they won't recognize you. You still have the bounty,
So,
Right.
but they won't recognize you.
That's kind of classic Rockstar though.
Yeah.
In the sense that they've been doing that since like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
mean,
really cool.
pay
that
and
they-
spray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly, like
Yeah.
your car and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's really cool that they integrated that into this game.
Yeah, they
too,
made it
somehow.
work.
But
And here's the crazy, dude, like this is what I'm talking about. They have like rules, and it makes this world seem like a world because there's rules and they stick to it. When I went to the general store and I saw a hair grow tonic, I'm like, oh, that's how they get around that. You can just buy some of this and your hair will grow out to the max length, and you can
Yeah.
go get it cut to whatever you want. No, dude, I watched a videotape where somebody used like 100 of them things. Like I said, over 4 hours, like 30 in-game days. They were buying them
Oh
every
my
day,
God.
using them all, and
Yeah.
they still got to like half the stats halfway up. Like that's how
Yeah.
long it takes and like how serious it is.
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, the game's incredibly well crafted, and anything negative that we had to say is nitpicking. It totally is.
Yeah, it's a good
Well,
game all around.
And it may not even be nitpicking. It might be legit qualms,
Right.
qualms, whatever it is.
Qualms.
But the good parts of it are so good. It's
Yeah.
like when I hate onions, but when I'm eating tomato soup, I love tomato soup so much. I'll just sip around the onions. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's so good that you just are willing to look past that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
What was some of the good stuff then?
I mean,
Because- well-
just the systems. Like, all right, if you don't get wet, or like if you don't go into a river or take a bath, and there's like this whole bath mini game,
Yeah.
you start to stink over a week or so. And then, like, literally people are just, like, gross. Like, if you
Right.
grow out a long beard and you look like a scruffy guy, they're going to be, like, no women. Like, the guy characters won't even notice you, but the female characters will kind of look at you kind of funny and brush to the side around
Right.
you.
Well, like in game.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's another like really detailed. That's like
As
a
opposed to like not in game where you actually physically start smelling bad.
well.
Looking like a rapist.
Yeah.
Well, another one of the positives I would say though is that they've made the gunplay significantly more difficult than the first one. In the first one, if you aimed and then you just like flicked up and hit fire, you'd headshot everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody, 100% of the time.
Now you got a cock in motion to everything.
Yeah, so if you have a repeater and you fire and then you hit R2 to fire again, you're not going to fire, you're going to cock for the next shot. And
I was I was watching tip videos kind of for this game earlier. Well, not kind of. I was watching tip videos. I'm not ashamed of that or anything. Don't shame me. But and one of the tips they gave was don't really upgrade your guns because you're literally using guns from 1899 or whenever the game takes place. Like your gun at the lowest, your gun at the highest, it's still a gun from 1899 or whenever. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
right.
at the most max, like the guns only get so good.
well, something I will tell you though is if you haven't, get a rifle.
Yeah.
They're one-shot kills. I mean, they take a little bit. Their fire rate is lower,
Right.
but if you land a shot, 9 times out of 10 the enemy's dead. But the way that they made the gunplay that I've noticed that really has made the gunplay much more difficult is that you can't just immediately aim, flick up, hit R2, or I don't know if you're playing on Xbox or whatever, and shoot someone in the head and kill them. You actually have to wait. There's an accuracy circle that zooms in on the reticle.
Okay.
The longer that you aim,
I haven't even noticed this.
You haven't noticed it. So if you wait before you,
I have
before
noticed
you
if
fire,
you wait, it does fire. I didn't notice there was an indicator though.
Yeah. It's like translucent, like you can
Right.
kind of see it. But yeah,
It's a Rockstar game where their cursors are always like real small.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's just a dot. The reticle's just a dot, and then there's a circle around that dot. And the longer you wait to shoot, takes maybe 3/4 of a second or so.
Right, but you can notice
It'll zoom right in onto the dot, and that's pinpoint accuracy then. So you
Wow.
can't immediately aim and shoot someone in the head. You actually have to wait and aim for a second.
They went out of their way to make sure the game was different than Grand Theft Auto on like fundamental levels.
Yeah.
And like another cool thing is like on the morality bar, they have a morality bar like every video game in 2018.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're more good, like when you get like these VAT system Fallout kind of shots.
2018, but go ahead. Sorry.
Since,
Fable, but yeah.
he said Peter Monk.
So, hold on, I mean, that's
Tea and
Knights of the
Crumpets.
Old Republic, but go ahead.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
Sorry,
games.
I was like,
Yo,
it's,
Coder's dope.
Yeah.
That's all- I got it on my phone. Like, it's dope as shit.
But like if you're good, you get these like VAT system like slow mo. Like either way, you get these VAT system slow mo shots where it's like "Boosh," and they're falling back or whatever.
Right.
Like if you're good, it focuses on you, so it's like a more noble shot when you shoot somebody and it slows down. It shows you like pointing your eye and looking all noble as you like fight the bad guy. When you're a bad guy, it shows where the bullet's going. It shows much like Fallout does. It follows the bullet and shows it like go into their skull and bust their heads all over the wall and shit. Like, yeah, it's like.
That's cool. Well played, Rockstar.
Yeah, so I mean, they've really crafted it like they've tried to make it work for whatever kind of player you are.
Okay.
And the game adapts to that for you in many different ways.
Yeah.
Like the way that people treat you.
I've heard a lot of people say that it only really pays off in this game to be good. But that one example I just gave there, like it may say more about myself, but I want to see I want to see the carnage a little bit. Like,
Well, that's kind of the like I'm like just good. I'm more middle of the road, but I'm just on the good side.
I'm just bad.
Well, and see, that's the difference in our gameplay styles because you're much more driven to see action, like in your gameplay, just in general.
I rob everybody for no reason.
Exactly. You are much more interested.
Which really portrays who Mike is, like,
well
as a person.
I'm stealing
just in
this
general.
microphone. I'm stealing.
But
just terrible person.
if you think about
Skittles.
it, if you
like-
think about it, like it works perfectly because Mike wants the action.
Yeah.
So if he wants the action when he kills somebody and it shows that little kill cam, they know because he goes out and robs people because he likes action in his games.
Yeah.
They know show the carnage because that's what he wants to see.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a story-driven guy
Gotcha.
more than not.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 2/3 good in that game.
Right.
As opposed to like right down the center. So when it shows it to
It's
me,
easier to get good. It's easier to get good karma though.
it well no
You get it every time you stock up at camp. They just give you a buttload of it.
Yeah, I haven't really done it that much. Having said that though, you get bad karma for like really weird shit.
Well, it's just all right. Look, if you get in a fight with somebody and you antagonize or whatever,
Yeah.
if you do that first to the point where they're about ready to fight you, and then you
kill
fight them,
yeah.
you don't get negative
But-
karma for that.
Well, no, you do get if you antagonize. If you
I think if
antagonize
you
them.
antagonize them to, I was watching some video. If you antagonize them to the point where they shoot first, if you shoot back, you don't get negative karma for killing them.
Well, like
You probably get negative karma for antagonizing them.
Well, like here's an example. I ran into the random encounter where there's someone locked in the stagecoach. They're taking them to jail, right? And the person's yelling that they're innocent and like they were framed and like all this shit, right? And like clearly they were because like they wanted me to think that the guys driving the stagecoach were bad guys because of the shit they were saying, right?
Right.
It was pretty obvious,
Due to the story.
right? So I shoot the guys and I get bad karma. I was supposed to shoot the guys. I was just supposed to shoot the lock on the back of the stagecoach. So there's like a kind of a gray area.
Well, have you noticed too, if you hit up on the D-pad when you got your gun out, it'll point up in the sky and you can threaten them with gunshots, kind of like.
Yeah.
There was like I don't know. There was like a really cool. I was playing and my girlfriend was watching, and it was just this random. It was in the new town. The guy in the basement of the gun shop. Have you done this yet?
No.
Dude, all right. So next time I think it's Rhodes. Next time you're in Rhodes. Under a gun shop on the side, there's a guy in like a sailor suit. Like, help me, miss. It's literally a Pulp Fiction reference.
Right.
It's a gun shop with a guy in a kink dungeon.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
And he's like, help me, he's got me locked down here. So I go in there, rob the guy, got him at gunpoint. They give me an option. What's in the basement? I go down there, whatever. My girlfriend's like, you're gonna. Eventually, I shoot the lock, get the guy out of there, got the gun shop guy that abducted the dude on his knees crying. He's giving a sob story. I lost my son. This guy looked just like my son. My girlfriend's like, you're going to kill this child molester, right? Because it was heavily implied that he was a child molester or whatever. And dude, I don't know. That bad karma felt so good. I'll take that bad. I blew his brains out over it.
Right.
And see now.
But again, a gray area.
But I haven't played that game since then, and I'm interested to go back to that town to see if they got a new shop. If the gun shop's just not there no more, because I blew the guy's
Like
brains
if it
out.
changed,
Yeah.
if it changed the town from you doing that,
I heard-
that'd be so
Yeah.
intricate.
Dude, I heard a dude shot a trapper in the leg, and he came back a couple of days later, and the guy had a wooden leg. They amputated his
Wow,
leg.
You're shitting me.
And I swear to God, dude.
Wow.
There's there's so
I
much
believe it.
detail.
I
There's so
believe
much
it.
detail in this game. That's what makes it great.
Yeah, but that goes right back to there's that gray area, you know. But they do reward you because like if you are robbing people, like clearly you're an action based player.
And after I killed this guy, I went upstairs and took all the money and everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, why
I
wouldn't you?
robbed the fuck out of it.
You're like that bad karma felt a little less good, but still good. But again, then they reward you with, well, okay, we're sending bounty hunters and lawmen your way, and it's nothing you can't handle.
Right.
But they're gonna be following.
Dude, sometimes there's something
And you
you
just
can't
get
handle.
it right.
Sometimes they're killers.
Well, like
I had a $300 bounty though, and we're talking $18.99. That's like $1 million.
well, did you try riding into Blackwater just directly on the trail?
No.
Yeah, I did. That was a mistake.
See the
Dude,
game.
I made it like 10 seconds into Blackwater, and there's just like 8 lawmen with rifles, just like boom, just like blew me away in like a second, dude. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like I've never in my life encountered something like that insurmountable in a game. Like just
The way they
rifles,
make
just,
you feel.
not to spoil anything for Red Dead 1, but it's basically the ending of Red Dead 1.
right, yeah,
Looking at a
basically.
mountain of people.
Yeah, spoiler alert on Red Dead 1. Oh man.
That's funny.
So yeah, just like I don't know, little stuff like that. If it stays like this, which I think it is, it's gonna be one of my top games of all time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mean to. We didn't make this podcast a fanboy out over, like Red Dead or anything like that. But this game just happened to come out, and you can see. There's all these news articles around it, 100-hour work weeks and stuff. 2,000 people apparently touched this game. 8 years. You can see.
It's pretty obvious.
You can see
why.
that work. Yeah, that
It's
work
pretty
is
obvious
very
why.
apparent.
So question.
Do they have like the last question that I have? Do they have any intention? And this is probably like so far out of left field, but did they have any intention of putting a multiplayer in it?
Oh,
at all?
Yeah. They're
100%.
launching it.
Are
Actually,
they?
They're launching it today. I heard November.
I heard the beta starts in November, and then shortly after that, there's people were data mining the companion app, and they're data mining some other stuff, and there's a lot of evidence pointing towards the PC port. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be online, and then after that dies down a little bit, they're gonna announce that PC port.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
I heard because there was a lot, Grand Theft Auto 5, like if you think about it this way, they do the Overwatch technique where they come out with new content, they keep updating their game, everything's free for everybody. So they make all their money from selling credits.
Yeah.
On PC, no one was buying the in-game currency because they could just hack it. They could use a cheat mod or whatever to go around it.
That's what they need to
But
start
even
cracking
then-
down on those.
Well, even then, you
I'm
have to-
sure
you-
they come up with something.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
kick them people off the internet.
As
Well,
soon as
I
they
don't know
catch 'em,
how
yeah.
many. I played Grand Theft Auto and people are just throwing money. When
Yeah.
I played online last time,
Yeah,
there was a
Grand
guy that threw
Yep.
hundreds of millions of dollars.
You don't have that problem with a lot of those other games, though. Like,
I mean, you gotta assume though, like maybe it wouldn't be worth it for them to continue supporting it as much as they do if no one's buying the currency or whatever. But just initial sales have to be. How many people are gonna buy it just for? How many people bought it now? This game paid for itself.
Well,
2
there's
times
750 million plus because that was the weekend number in
The
dollars.
weekend number.
The weekend number.
How many people that aren't in touch?
$750
How many people with
million dollars.
How many
worldwide.
people with dusty PlayStations and dusty Xboxes that aren't up on this? Maybe not. Our people that listen to gaming podcasts or anything. How many people are gonna go to work and just hear about it, and then after a week they're buying it? That's 750 million more people probably.
I mean,
right there.
they've got to be close to $1 billion or over $1 billion by now for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's their last game was the biggest game of all time, so you kind of gotta assume.
Question of the cast. What makes gaming fun for you guys? We kind of discussed what Beck likes. He's like an action based gamer.
I mean, that's a hard question though, just because like I enjoy competitive online, Overwatch addiction, yada yada yada. You heard it already.
Right.
For me, I just like all the different experiences. Like the fact that I can be like I'm telling you, dude, it's playing Red Dead is as close as being in Westworld, and I want to be in Westworld so bad.
So like immersive RPGs and competition, like multiplayer competition,
challenging, all of it. Just like
I mean, it's gotta be the right RPG though.
It's gotta be the right RPG.
Yeah, like it can't just be some hastily thrown together, you know. Like I like, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this.
I'm trying to think of an RPG you hate on right now.
Well, like I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I didn't like Dragon Age Inquisition that much. I didn't feel like it was that immersive.
You are gonna.
I know.
Get
I know. I am. I'm gonna get a shitload of flack. No. I played a ton of it.
Dude,
I played
really
a ton of
game.
it.
I didn't
but
finish it either.
I did not feel like it was as good as people heaped the praise on it.
Oh, I liked it.
Is what I'm getting at.
I
felt like it had like really good mechanics and stuff. But I didn't feel like it was as immersive as people thought it was.
I just can't wait for the next BioWare game. Anthem, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Same stuff for me though, as far as like what kind of does why I like playing video games. I mean, it depends on what game it is. If it's if I'm playing Overwatch, like I like the competitive aspect of it. If it's if I'm playing a story mode.
The story is getting to a point where like you can legit like as a comic book reader, as a movie fan, as a TV watcher, all that stuff.
Mixing it all together. Yeah.
I've gotten great stories from all them platforms, and like now you're truly getting great stories from like video games. But, and before like you were, but it required imagination, and as older you get, the less imagination.
Mario, best storyline ever.
Dude. FF7, or 6.
I was just joking. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I was just messing around. Yeah.
I mean, we all know the best storyline in any video game is the story of Mario Kart.
The Mario Kart story. Right.
Super Smash Bros. 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey Mario, what's the story behind Mario Kart? Go-karts are fucking enjoyable? Like, have you not rode in one?
Alright.
Oh.
Well, that's it. I think that's it for the podcast.
Yep. I'm gonna wrap this thing
We're
up.
gonna start trying to do these pretty weekly.
Host, why don't you take us out, man?
Beck, inspirational quote of the day. Great job, Josh. Inspirational quote of the day.
FBGM.
We're gonna go with because that seems to be the
No,
consensus.
I got one.
Oh, he's got one. Okay. He doesn't got
I
one.
Yeah.
He had one. It's gone now. All right.
Next week we'll have an inspirational quote.
Yeah, we gotta know.
I'm gonna inspire to have.
Thanks for joining us on the Substitute Gamers podcast. We appreciate you listening. We'll catch you next time.